Oh, thank you, Bubba. Hi, everybody. It's Monday here in the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about herbs, their meanings, and our favorites. So, as Carl's already said, Kyle is unable to make videos for the time being for personal reasons, so I will be taking over Mondays, and Scissors will be taking over Fridays. Everybody else will be staying the same. This week's topic was suggested from Mia Dean via our Facebook page, and she wanted to know about plant qualities, their usages, and then as well as our favorite trees, plants, herbs, so on and so forth, incenses, oils, whatnot. First, I wanted to cover something that I find to be extremely important, and I know I tend to drill a lot in my videos, I think, and that is that what works for you works for you. There is a plethora of information out there, both on the internet and in books about herbs and their usages, their magical properties, all that stuff. But that's not always going to be the case for you as a witch or whatever you refer to yourself as, and what you use them for. For example, frankincense I use as a general, all around, all purpose herb, incense, oil. It's for me, it's just there's something about it that tells me that I can use it for absolutely anything and it will work just as well. Almost like a quartz, if you think about it in terms of gems, where a quartz seems to work no matter what purpose you're trying to use it for. That's what frankincense does for me. Another one of my friends uses copal, and that's what works for her. So, but if you look up in books or online, frankincense is supposed to be specifically for protection, consecration, and some other things I'm not too concerned about because that's not what I use it for specifically. So I wanted to put that out there first, that whatever it is that we may tell you or the internet may tell you or books may tell you that a herb is used for doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you have to use it for. You need to figure out what works for you. It's a good idea when you come across an herb that you use, whether you hold it in your hand to find out what kind of property you feel it has, or you try it out in a spell and find out it works better for one thing than another thing, make sure you write them down somewhere so you don't forget them. And then it's later like your own personal magical purposes book that you can reference later on. Some herbs I think are always good to have on hand no matter what you use them for individually is lavender, rose, sage, and whatever your general purpose herb may be. And keep in mind the whole reason why I say also that you have to find what works for you is there are people that are allergic to certain kinds of herbs. I have a friend who's allergic to sage, so she went through research and did her homework and everything and found out other herbs that she can use in her incenses that she makes that don't have sage in them, but still do the same work and have the same purpose as sage does. Usages of herbs are bountiful. Obviously, you can use them for teas, for tinctures, for oils, for incenses, whether they're loose or stick. You can use them for cooking. You can use them for lotions and sprays and all kinds of really awesome good stuff. Bath salts, and even just for offerings as well. There's nothing wrong with using an herb specifically as an offering. It doesn't always have to be a food, as I was led to believe when I first started all of this and everything. As far as favorites of everything, my favorite tree is the weeping willow. It's been that way ever since I was little. I've always loved weeping willows. Favorite flower are tulips because I was born in April, and tulip is usually associated with the month of April. My mother grew them outside of my house, um, and I just love how they look, and I just grew very accustomed to being like my flower for the year. Um, my favorite incense is from my friend who makes incense. I've talked about her on my personal channel, the Naughty Fairy, and my favorite is Endless Summer from her. I can't really smell it right now, which kind of stinks because I have a little bit of a cold. But I'm not saying I love her incense because she's my friend. I really, really do love her incense. I have actually decided that I don't care to buy any other incense because hers is that awesome. It burns for a long time. It has a great smell. It's very outside of the norm in terms of incense scents, and she's really good at them. They're fairly inexpensive for the amount that you get. So I'll put a link to her Facebook page because I don't think she has an Etsy. If she does, I'll put that in there too. But I'll put a link in the description box for you guys. Her stuff is very good. It is, like I said, Endless Summer from her. I really enjoy, but I like all of her incense. I literally burned through all of my other non-Naughty Fairy incense so that I could have just Naughty Fairy incense because it's that awesome. As far as oils, right now, obviously, like I said, I use frankincense as my all-purpose oil and everything, so I have that. But my favorite right now is the blue dragon's blood that I have. I found through another store, and I will put their link as well in the description box for you guys. If you look on my personal channel, can you tell I have a cold? If you look on my personal channel, I recently did a video on how to make a aura mister, and I used that oil in there. That's all I have for you guys today, really. Like I said, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm feeling slightly under the weather right now, and I have to actually get ready for the belly dance class I teach tonight, so I need to get going on that. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys later.